We give him Ambien to be able to sleep.
So was the President of the United States actually drugged? I watched some video of the Hunter Biden interview, and this is what he said.
Hunter also addressing his father's struggle on the debate stage.
We finally beat Medicare.
Asserting that the president's use of the sleep aid Ambien, taken after extensive foreign travel, played a role.
He's 81 years old. He's tired. We give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights.
The former president's office had no comment on the interview.
At the time, I did wonder a few things about some things going on at the debate, and I had a few questions myself. And I thought at the time there were a few things that were kind of strange. So it's obvious they wanted the debate early for some reason. I don't know why. Why did the Democrats want it so early? It was before the convention, which is really odd. Look at this clip about how early it was.
This debate is also happening way earlier in the year than normal. All debates ever since the first televised debates in 1960 between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon have been held in September or October. This year, though, the Trump and Biden campaigns decided to hold the debate earlier in the election cycle before early and mail-in voting starts.
So they moved the debate early. The president debated like he was on drugs, and his son said they gave him Ambien. Now, I wouldn't put it past them to drug him, but I don't know. Answer in the comments what you think. It was a very odd situation. If they did drug him, that would almost guarantee a flop in the debate. Now, I think there would have been a flop anyway, but the bar was set so low for Joe Biden, all he had to do was say his name and he would have been okay with the media. And he could barely do that. So as low as the bar was, he was lower than that in the actual debate.
Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you? Child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
What I believe, now this is all conspiracy theory, but what I believe is they saw internal polling, and that internal polling showed them that states like Virginia were in play for Trump, and Trump was probably going to win. And I think they saw that Trump was going to win in a Reagan-style landslide. That's what I believe. Another thing I think is they wanted to burn Kamala. They wanted to get her out of the way where she couldn't run again. They knew she was a horrible candidate, but they knew they couldn't pass over in an election like this. They knew Joe Biden was going to get destroyed, and they wanted to get rid of Kamala, make it where she can't run again. Obviously, she can run again the next election, but they don't want her because she's horrible. She can't even do an interview.
I grew up understanding the children of the community are the children of the community. In one term, he has already, yes, you may clap. You need to get to go and need to be able to get where you need to go to do the work and get home. We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States. I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
I think they wanted to get rid of Kamala and Biden at the same time and take a Hail Mary chance on Kamala. If she wins, good, we can control her just like we control Biden. If she don't win, then we got rid of her. We can get a better candidate next time. They knew she was horrible because she never would do interviews. They never let her do anything.
I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled. Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly we're not.
No, that's right. And that's why I do believe that we are living, sadly, in real unsettled times. It is the Caribbean nations, island nations in the Western Hemisphere. That is where the Caribbean is. We are also in the Western Hemisphere. They are our neighbors. And talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. But when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present. First and foremost, I believe that we gotta take this stuff seriously, as seriously as you are, because you're forced to have to take it seriously. So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? Before I begin, I do want to say a few.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
As a United States Senator, I was proud to co-sponsor, and then as Vice President, it was my honor with the President.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. A future where we can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been.
We have dreams. We can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
Who saw what could be, unburdened by what had been.
So, what are your thoughts? Was Biden drugged, first off? And secondly, were they trying to get rid of Kamala? Or did they just think that was a better option than Biden? Leave it in the comments and let me know.